Welcome back to the channel, people, on L's TV. And I'm here joined by the one and only Tyrese, man, Chelsea fan.
Yes,
Narain,
sir.
how
hmm
you feeling, man? How you feeling?
Good, bro. I mean, yeah, I'm in Toronto, so like the weather is getting better, so
Mm.
feeling much better. In terms of football, I mean, we was fed last week with our whole all like in the Champions League, just seeing what happened with Inter Barca, and then seeing what happened with PSG Arsenal. I'm in good spirits right now. I think football in a good place as
Oh, that's
well.
great. That's great,
Well, at
man.
least in Champions League.
Yeah, 100%. So
Mm,
first we're just gonna talk straight about the game on Friday.
hmm
Just gonna go straight into that. So
Right.
how are you feeling as a Chelsea fan about this game against Man United on Friday?
Um, we have to win because if we don't win the next two games, and Villa got who Tottenham
Villa has Tottenham
and
and Man United.
Man United,
Yeah.
and those are two winnable games for them. So if we don't beat Man U and Villa win both of them games, that's bye bye to the top five. So we have to win. I think we will win just because I don't think y'all are gonna play any of your big players because you got the Europa League final, right?
Yeah, next week, yeah.
So I think y'all will probably play like the kids, the academy players and
Players in that.
one or two players.
Yeah.
So we have to win, without a doubt. Like ain't no ifs, buts, maybe we have to win. So in terms of like feeling about the game is at home, so that's even better. But for some reason this fixture always drawing, like we always drawing with Man U, you know?
Yeah, it's always 1-1, 0-0, 2-2. Is
Yup.
it's just always something like that. I don't understand. But except for maybe in recent time, you beat us
Mm-hmm.
4-3 and then we beat you 4-1.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the only time. But most of the time it's just draws. So
Mm-hmm.
it's gonna be interesting to see. I think we'll field kind of like a. I don't think it'll be full 11 of academy players or anything like that. I don't think that's gonna happen because at the end of the day, you want to build a
Mm-hmm.
bit of momentum in the players' legs to go into the final, right?
Right.
So I think it's gonna be a case where maybe we start for example, a Bruno and a Hoyland maybe for 45 minutes, get a little
Mm-hmm.
run out in their legs, and then sub them off at halftime and whatever, whatever. Um, but I do think we'll lose the game. I don't think there's any chance that we win this game. I don't think there's even a chance we draw this game because I think all of the players will have in their head that yeah, we have
Mm-hmm.
Europa League next week, and if we lose this game or win this game, it doesn't change anything. It doesn't
The
change anything.
truth, the truth is, right, I find Chelsea to be very up and down.
Mm,
So right now, okay, so against Newcastle, I don't blame none of the players. I don't blame the manager. That was all on Jackson.
mm.
So that
Oh, you think it
game
was
just
all on
pissed.
Jackson?
Oh, that game all on Jackson for
Why,
sure.
why, why do you think it's only solely majority his fault?
Because bro, like you see how we come back in second half playing?
You
Like
played really well. I
we
can't lie.
played really well
Yeah.
and we could have probably nicked a draw um with 10 men.
Mm,
And if Jackson was on the field, you might never know. If we still had 11 men, you never know. But
yeah.
I just think Jackson useless, man. Like I know we gotta do the preview and everything, but like just side note, bro, like I
Talk, bro.
really I really wanted Jackson to do well. I
Mm,
really want him to do well, right?
mm,
But like, dog, like, I can't have the more patience for somebody not showing me like why you is my striker.
mm.
Like, we need a striker in the summer, like without a doubt.
I
Like, if
agree.
it's I don't know if it's Osimhen, I don't know if it's Liam Delap, I don't know who, but profit. But I see something come out today. You know that Matt Moreto, the guy, one of Fabrizio. I think he's an Atletico journalist. I
Yes,
could
yes,
be
yes, 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 yes,
Matt
yes, yes, yes.
Narito. He came out and said that if offers come into for Jackson, he come out saying so today.
Oh, yes, I
We
did see that
we
today. Yeah,
we
yeah, yeah,
we
yeah.
we might sell. So
Yeah. But I
hopefully,
think for you, you should probably get a mid striker right now and maybe put Jackson on the bench.
yeah. But like,
What do you think about
I don't know if I want to see he playing anymore. So like,
that?
if it's a world where like we could get both Osimhen and the lap because I think the two of them will cost like 100 million for both.
Well, Osimhen is like 50, Delap is like 30, so that's like not even
So 80
100.
million, 80 million, right? So if we could pay 80 million for two strikers
Mm.
and get rid of Jackson for let's say 40,
Mm.
45,
Yeah,
I think I'd be happy with that. I think that like I think there will be a lot of clubs that will want Nicholas Jackson.
yeah. He's not
I j-
terrible. He's not
he's
absolutely
not,
terrible.
but like I just tired of him. Like I
Yeah.
don't really because what Chelsea looking to do? Because if we make top five and we go in the Champions League, I just don't know. I just don't know if that's a strike I want to be seeing coming off the bench if we playing Real Madrid away or if we playing like Liverpool or something in the Champions League. I don't want like bring off Nicholas Jackson off the bench, bro. So
I agree with you. I think Johnson's mainly kind of a kind of a striker that needs to be the main man. He needs that
hmm
confidence behind him because he had it at Villarreal. He even spoke in an interview about how him
yeah.
and we taught him so much about the game because he was playing like every game at Villarreal at that time.
Oh yeah, I forget
When
he
he came
comes from
in,
Villarreal. He might,
yeah, he came
that
in.
might
He's
be
very
a
good.
Villa just get rid of John Duran. So like, if he were with Amir already, that might be an option for him.
Yeah, I
Like,
mean,
I
he
think
got
that's
first
sea
if I'm not
level.
mistaken.
I think that's sea level. I think that he's good enough for sure to play in like Champions League and like Europa League, but like to lead the line for like a big
Big club, yeah.
club like
It's not
Chelsea
him.
or Man U or one, nah,
Not
no.
him. It's not him. Yeah, I totally agree.
He ain't it, man. But I give up on you since Sunday. I was like, nah, I'm down with this man.
I think Chelsea fans mainly gave up with him in that run where you had those easy games and he was just missing so many chances,
Yeah,
like so
and
many chances. And I'm like, yo, like he's had like one goal in 10 games in that period or something
mhm.
like that. That was awful in my opinion.
Dog, like you could sorry about that. Dog, like he's just like the man is you know what it is that I don't like about Jackson
Mm,
is the fact that like he's like he doesn't score enough goals and he's missed a lot of chances.
yeah,
It got strikers that let's say like Ollie Watkins, right? That does score a lot of goals but miss a lot of chances.
yeah, but at least he's scoring a lot. Like
Exactly.
he's scoring a lot of goals, so
I
it's
can't deal with a striker
different.
that
Yeah,
don't score a lot of goals and miss a lot of chances.
I agree.
They got strikers that miss a lot of chances that score a lot of goals. Like a Watkins has score a lot of goals, but he's missed a lot of them too.
Yeah.
So,
Even like Lewandowski and stuff like that, they miss chances, but Lewandowski has
mm,
40 goals this season. Like
right.
if my striker's missing four chances and scoring, let's say two in every single game, yes, you
Mm,
want all four, but like if he's at the end of the season with 40 goals, I can't complain. I can't. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
I have the same problem with Hoyland, just that Hoyland's way worse than
Oh my
Jackson.
God,
Like
yo, Harlan.
he is look, listen, man. I don't know what you think about Hoyland, right? But I
Jesus.
genuinely think that he's one of the worst strikers in the Premier League right now.
I agree. He poor,
Like
bro.
he's 4 goals in 30 games. But bro, 4 goals in 30 games and starting almost every single game is
But
crazy.
I, I want me to go into this discussion, right? But I
Mm,
want me to go into this discussion here. Like even this with Hoyland, this is with like even looking at how Chelsea's operate right now.
mm,
Everything, right?
mm,
How you feel about like this? Like I don't really like the direction of where like the game going in terms of a tactical standpoint.
mm,
But like what I also don't like is like I don't know why clubs putting so much pressure on young players. Like when you look at Chelsea team, like we don't got no experience.
yeah, none.
We oldest player is I think is Sanchez or something so,
Or in Kunku, maybe even.
or Nkunku. And then
And
man is like 26 or something, bro.
yeah, they're not even like old. Like
Like we got all
go ahead.
that's still Gen Z.
Yeah, I
All we
agree. I
got
think
that's
you
still Gen Z.
I think clubs are putting a lot of pressure on young players these days. Like it seems that every club just wants to sign players that are going to be good in 5 years,
That don't make no sense
and
though. That's
I
what
don't. You
I
can't build a
feel
full
like.
team of that.
I feel like even with like managers too, because I feel like ever since like Arteta and Klopp like had like them projects,
Mm,
I feel like even to get to Ruben Amorim man, and even with my manager Maresca, right?
yeah,
I feel like a lot of like clubs like taking this approach of like hiring these young tactical managers, or even Real Madrid just hired Javi Alonso, but he's the best out of the lot.
yeah,
So like I don't necessarily like that the fact that like this new thing, like, oh, I don't know if it's the younger fans that like young that would be like 10 years younger than we, or like it'd be like just kids, kids that younger than us. If their mentality is like, okay, like we saw it like because everyone says, "Oh, it took Klopp 5 years to win the Premier League. It took him 4 years to win the Champions League. It took Arteta, well, he ain't win nothing yet, but
Yeah,
he
only
ain't
FA
win
Cup.
nothing yet. But like it take him 5 years for Arsenal to look like something is happening there, right?
Something. Yeah.
So like as I look at like this direction where the game going in, like I don't know how Man United could got both Haaland and Xerxes. I don't
It
know what
doesn't.
it was
It
thinking.
doesn't make. I didn't understand that. Like, both of them cannot be main strikers, especially at the age that they are. They don't have.
Exactly.
They don't have the experience to do that. Both of them are 22, 23. They're
Exactly.
now trying to find their name in the game and stuff like that. Yes, Dirks, he had a good season at Bologna or whatever. Yes, he played for Bayern and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
he was like 17 at Bayern. That was just a few appearances off the bench here and there, whatever,
I
whatever. And then Bologna was his first season where he was really like starting every game and really did something. So then you come into Man United and you expect him to score 20 goals. And that's going to be the expectation for a club like Man United or even Chelsea. If he came to Chelsea, the same
mm,
expectation would be, oh, I want my striker to score 15 to 20 goals in the Premier League. But
100.
I just don't think they're going to do that. Even to be fair to Hoyland, I don't rate Hoyland at all. But
Hmm.
the expectation shouldn't be that Hoyland comes in and scores 20 goals.
Right. I think that like I don't know what one was thinking. Like I don't know like how you could go. How much you pay for Hoyland? Like how much you pay for him?
72 million plus 50 million in
How
add-ons.
much? How much Bayern play for Hurricane?
Like 100, like 100 million, 80 million,
You
180.
could have really gone and put because at that time y'all would have been in Champions League then, right?
Yeah, we would have been. Yeah.
You could have gone and put 100 million on Tottenham and get Hurricane, right?
Hmm.
And and to be honest, like, if you would have had a Hurricane, even as bad as like Ten Hag was, like he would still score goals because like one thing with Hurricane, man, just score
It's
goals.
just Hurricane. It's
Yeah,
Hurricane.
the man just score goals. Like I don't know how y'all like miss out on that opportunity. I honestly thought that summer when I was seeing Bayern Munich linked with Hurricane, I was like, man, that ain't happening, man. I
Yeah.
don't see the captain of England going to Bundesliga and like I didn't really see it. I thought like he would have ended up at Man U. I
Yeah.
wanted him. Obviously, we can't get in because Chelsea, Tottenham, they were like one of
Yeah. The whole London
they
thing.
were like right. So like, I thought he was going. I thought he was going Man U all along, bro. Like, I shot that y'all didn't get him.
But like,
I actually shot.
Benny McCarthy came out in recent time and did say that we were interested in Hurricane and we were
Mm-hmm.
in talks to get Hurricane, but the board just didn't want to do it because of his age. So they wanted to sign a younger player. And so I
Hurricane was
and
young,
I'm
but you could have. So you couldn't just get both Highland and
But
Hurricane.
that's the thing. That shows the incompetence of our previous regime. Because this is before Sir Jim came in, obviously when Benny was in charge with
Yeah, yeah,
10,
yeah.
whatever. So that just shows how incompetent our previous regime was. To look
Mm-hmm.
at Hurricane, you can buy him. It's not we couldn't afford him at the time. You can
Right.
get him, and you say
Mm-hmm.
nah. He's 30 years old, so we're not gonna get him.
Mm-hmm.
We'll just get this guy from Atalanta that had his
Right.
first season and didn't even barely score 10 goals, and then he
Right.
came to Man United and scored the exact same amount of league goals. And
Right.
then rightly fans are upset because you pay 72 million for a guy. We're expecting him to come in and score more than 10 league goals, man.
Exactly.
We're expecting him to take less than 20 games to score your first Premier League goal.
I don't think Hoyland was that bad last season in totality.
Yeah, not as bad as this
Obviously, I
season.
don't not as bad as this one. I don't think he was that bad for his first season and what he doing in Champions League too. I gotta
Yeah,
give him
gotta
credit
give
for
him no
last
credit.
season.
Give him no
But
credit.
like the thing is with Hoyland now is like how you will move him on because who buying him?
That's a good point.
Who buying him? Like you pay 72 million, so I don't even think you could recoup half of that right now.
I think we'll get like 30, 30, 40, maybe because of his age, just because of his age, and he does play for like he is an international at Denmark, and we do have the fact that maybe he's at Man United, so it's a bit of he's at Man
Mm-hmm.
United, so you get a little extra 10 million on as actual value.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe we can get something like that for him. I think in the summer, for us, I think we're gonna have a big clear out. Like let's go walk on to the main topic here.
No,
Man
when I
United
think
Chelsea.
of it, yo, what was the main topic, sir?
I was gonna go back into to talk about Man United. Just I think we're gonna have a crazy clear. I think that players like Garnacho, I think Hoyland, I think like Lindelof,
You got a
Maguire, even
big clear out,
Onana,
boy.
or all those kind of players will just have to go
Yo,
because even if we don't
you
win Europa, they'll all have to go because
them in the good.
they're just not great. I don't like. I mean, people will say something for Garnacho to defend it. Oh, he's 20 years old, so why are you selling him now when he can probably be better? He's a chance magnet, blah blah blah. Brother,
I
the
think
chances this man misses. Sorry, not
uh,
sorry to cut you off. The chances this
no
man
problem.
misses are just. it does. You don't. You could be 30. It doesn't. You shouldn't be missing those things, man. It's up here. It's up here,
Yeah,
in my opinion. It's football intelligence. But
yeah.
continue your point, man.
I don't think I tell you is I think that like when you look at your team, you need a new goalkeeper to either get rid of Onana or challenge him.
Mm.
Because I got this theory that I just feel like Man United post Ferguson is just career killers at this point. Like I don't know. Like I got Sancho right now. I love
Yeah,
Jadon Sancho, but like bro, like Rodrigo available now. If
yeah.
Rodrigo there, I want hey and
Sounds
Sancho.
good. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, bro. Like I love Sancho, but I love Rodrigo more. So Sancho is an example. Obviously, Pogba was an example. Um, who else?
We killed Martial. We killed Rashford at some
Martial,
point.
Rashford.
We killed who else? Anthony. Even Anthony. You could even say we killed
Anthony
Anthony.
was a good player when he was at Ajax.
Yeah. So we
Um,
could say we killed him
y'all
too.
just I the pressure just playing for Man U. I don't know if it's just fought with them mine. I don't know. I
Mm.
could swear, I could curse, right?
Yeah, yeah. You can
Yeah,
swear again.
right. I don't really know, man. But like the truth of the matter is, is that like even when I look at Man, y'all need to y'all need a new goalkeeper to challenge on. Oh, Onana is another career killer.
Oh my god, yeah. From
Because
Champions League finals with Inter to
I watched that
this,
man in that Champions League final. I was
he
like,
was good.
yo,
He was
he
crazy.
was man of the match,
He
bro.
was he was really good. I
That man
don't
was
know
so
wow.
good. And
I
that
don't
was a
know what
poor
happened.
game too. So like the goalkeeper really could have been man of the match in that like into City game because that game was horrible.
He kept it
But
at one
like
there.
exactly. So like as you look at the players you need to get rid of, you need to get rid of no Onana. But not Onana, you need to get a goalkeeper to challenge Onana. I see y'all like linked with Milinkovic, Savage brother or something, so
The guy from Torino. I'm a
yeah.
Serie A person. I have watched him. He's actually really good. I'll be honest. He has the
Man,
his save rate for
tall too.
penalties. He has an 80% save rate for penalties, bro. Like it's actually
Because
crazy. He's 6'8". He's a good goalkeeper. I'll be honest. He's a
the
good
man is
goalkeeper.
the man. Yeah, that's a perfect goalkeeper to say. Like this kind of reminded me of like when we signed Mendy to challenge Kepa. Because
Yes.
is like y'all gonna get a goalkeeper from a different league, not too much money, like it will be solid and reliable. But like I feel like he could either have potential to either be the number one at Man U or he could be a really good number two.
Hmm.
So I think that's a good goalkeeper y'all going for. Y'all need a right back, a right wing back.
I think we do need a right wing back because I don't think the long term can be Dalot like being the
Right,
only one. Because
right.
I yes I do like Ahmad at right wing back,
Mm,
but you kind of want Ahmad closer to goal, you know.
right.
So you want to maybe put him in the right turn and he can fill in at right wing back if needed or whatever.
Mm,
So I think we do need to sign one, and I
mm-hmm.
also think we need to sign a left wing back as well because I actually like
Yeah,
Dorgu.
Dorgo. But
I
that's
like
not
Dorgu.
enough.
But he's not enough. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's not enough.
I think fans are saying, "Oh, Dorgu's this and that." Like they just to relax ourselves, man. Like this man came in
I
January to a terrible shit situation, and he's been all right. Like, he's
you
not
know
been terrible.
else I can't believe I'm saying this, right? But
Mm,
as poor as y'all been this year, and
mm.
as much goals as y'all have conceded and as poor defensively, right? None of your centre backs have been poor.
I agree. I actually completely agree
That's
with you.
crazy. Like I watch, because like when you really think of it, the players that you hear that getting slate, like that getting like the blame, you hearing Garnacho, Hoyland, you hearing
Ugarte.
Ugarte. I already hear Ugarte to be fair.
Well,
I'd
that's
already rate,
crazy. You're not here,
I'd
Ugarte.
already
He's
rate,
hated right now.
I'd
He
already
is
rate Ugarte,
he
but
is hated in the
I
fan
did
base.
I didn't know that. Obviously, I hear Kobe Mino getting criticism, but I wouldn't really get think he get like say.
Nah, the sorry, not again. Kobe Mino criticism. I just want to say quickly, it's just stupid, man. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's just plain. People are saying, "Oh, he can't play an Amarin system because he's not mobile enough." This people need to remember his first season of professional football was last
Right.
year. This man still has
That's
so
true.
much to learn in the game. There's nothing wrong with Kobe Mino not being a starter at Manchester United. That
But
shouldn't
that's
be the
why it
problem.
was. I remember when the Euros. I remember when England played Netherlands. Right.
Mm.
Everybody was saying, "Oh, Kobe having this game." I was like, "Yo, like, I didn't say he overrated. I say that you're overrating simple things he's doing." And I don't think that he ready yet. Like I watched it against England for England at the Euros, and I think he was good. But like people was like getting on like if he was like performing like you remember like how Renato Sanchez was for Portugal, like
Yes,
all them
yes, in
years,
that Euro
like people
2016.
people trying to like I was like yo like people getting on like Renato Sanchez was actually bossing games. Like Kobe Mino is like a player that like you receive that will receive the ball on your half turn,
Yep.
and then like he's met simple passes. He will always make the right pass,
Yeah.
but like he not like doing like he not like staying there and like spraying balls and
Yeah. It's not
doing
his
this
thing,
and
bro.
doing that. Like, but it's just like in terms of like his of how intelligent of a player he
Yeah, he's a very,
is
very intelligent
is
player.
what made him a benefit to England. But like to me,
Yeah.
like I feel like people are just overrating simple things he was doing.
Yeah, I
I
agree.
think
I think so as well. I actually completely agree with you. I think a United fan base. I think United fan base in general just overrate everything.
yeah,
Every
100.
single thing that
Yeah,
players.
100%. Like, because y'all always has this theory that even as shit as when it is now, like even when you look back at like the older days, y'all had this theory like every player. You also have this belief that like because I don't know, right? Do you think the Man United dream is going to start? Because I'm surprised like young players, I'm surprised like good players still going there
Mm.
because like oh by the way, I also want to speak about like the quality of the league and why I think the reason why the league is affected, and we could go into that later.
Yeah, we
But
can
what
go
I'm,
into that
s-
later.
but as I was saying, Man United, I'm surprised that like good players still go there. Obviously, I know y'all are like, obviously finances, y'all could attract any player, but
Mm.
like I surprised that players like seeing examples of like Pogba and Rashford and Martial and players like that, and like still going there,
Yeah,
like Di
look at Cunha.
Maria.
Cunha might come to us now.
Yeah,
You-
Cunha, Cunha, I could understand. Like, man, coming from Wolves, man, come on.
Fair enough. Fair
Like,
enough.
like
Fair.
the man coming from Wolves, like I don't really see. I can't really. What other clubs in for him apart from Man U?
Arsenal.
Okay, I can see that.
Yeah,
I, I,
Arsenal.
I, I
Arsenal.
I feel like Arsenal should be like need to look further than Cunha.
Yeah,
I think
Arsenal.
Cunha is a
They're
good
probably
player
gonna
though.
get Gilchrist and some left winger. I don't think it's gonna be Rodrigo as these people think.
Nah, we ain't getting a
I think
Rodrigo, man.
Rodrigo's actually gonna stay at Madrid. I don't think that he's gonna go.
Nah, I think he gone.
You think
I
so?
think
I mean,
yeah, I
came out
think
today
he
and posted
gone.
on his story, stop posting all these lies. But I
Yeah,
mean,
but people say these things, but like I think that like yo, like when you really look at like Real Madrid, he ain't gonna play off the left.
yeah, and then the
He's
kind
not
of
gonna
system that
play.
Xavi Alonso's coming into, he might not get. Like Guler might be the
Yeah,
successor for that right because he kind of plays with either a right
two
cam or a right
tens.
forward kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, I stylistically, you want to put
Mm-hmm.
Guler there and then maybe a runner like Vinny. You don't want to
Right.
put Rodrigo and Vinny and Mbappe, and then it gets all crazy, you know.
I think Rodrigo, like I got this theory, like I don't think like in terms of level and as good as they are, I don't really think like Vinny is like miles better than Rodrigo, you know.
No, he's not.
He's
He's not.
better. Obviously he's better, but he's not
Yeah,
miles better than
no,
him.
he's not like astronomically clear
I,
about
they're
Rodrigo.
on to me, like them on the same level, but like I just think Vinny got like the killer instinct, like when he's on it. Whereas like I think is like a very like Rodrigo is like show up in the moments too, but like Vinny got more moments when you really think of it. Like man got like all type of Champions League moments, all type of
Final goals,
final
whatever.
goals. Your man just different.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like as crazy like he need to like leave Real Madrid to establish himself because to me if Rodrigo stayed in that season, and like you gotta remember, this is his first season that he was starting every single game instead of like coming off the bench. When you really think of it,
Yeah,
like he
this
was
last year. Yeah,
these last two seasons,
yeah,
like this when Rodrigo, and to me, he ain't gonna ever get a chance off the left because that's Vinny's spot.
yeah.
So like, I feel like Rodrigo just too good to be wasting career on Real say just to be at Real Madrid. Obviously, you will win trophies and everything. But at the same time, you want to improve as a player. You want to start adding numbers to your game
Yeah.
because, like, what is telling Carlo Ancelotti to play Rodrigo for Brazil over Rafinha right now?
Nothing,
Exactly.
nothing,
So,
nothing, nothing at
so
all.
like he got to look at it from that perspective. Like, I think that like the World Cup coming up next year, we all know Neymar gonna start. We all know Vinny gonna start, and we know
Well, we don't know who's going
is
to start up front. Honestly, you might put Rodrigo out there.
exactly.
You might put Rodrigo out
It's
there. But
true. It's
to go,
true. But
I want to talk about your club. for a
Oh,
little bit.
Jesus.
I want
Yeah.
to talk about your club for a little bit. Let's go into your side of things, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for you right now, as a Chelsea
Mm-hmm.
fan, you're sitting in fourth in the league, I think.
Mm-hmm.
You have to win versus Manchester United,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm guessing the imperfections of your squad. So what would
Mm-hmm.
you say are the things that you need to do from now and into the summer? Like what are the things as Chelsea as a football club need to do?
Obviously a goalkeeper.
Mm.
We need, I think Petrovic coming back from Strasbourg, and
Yeah,
I
I
hear he
agree.
had a
Just,
good
just keep him
season.
at Jorgensen. Just keep both of
But
them.
what I would say, since we got the Club World Cup,
Mm. Oh
I
yeah,
would I would test him out at the Club World
I'll Club
Cup.
World Cup and then see.
And if he ain't looking good, like we need to go and get a goalkeeper.
I forgot you're in
But
that.
like a goalkeeper for sure. I wanted Hoyson because I really like Hoyson as a
I
player,
think
and
he's
just because of the potential. I still think there's a 5% chance of getting him, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Real Madrid looking to pay for him in installments, and we looking to
mm,
pay it in full. But he
yeah,
wants Madrid,
he does.
right? So I think he wants Madrid. But I still think there's like a slight chance.
Mm.
But yeah, I think that's a Real Madrid player. So the player that I really want, like my dream is Bastoni.
Yeah, he's fucking quality, bro.
Man, like bro, I watched you last year. I was like, yo,
Quality, bro.
and
I
I don't
can't.
really, and I don't really know if he's gonna stay at Inter his whole career.
Mm.
Um,
Italians don't really leave though. That's the thing. I think
they
probably
don't,
just
I
stay.
know it's gonna take some convincing for him to come to the Premier League, but obviously, I would love a centre back. I wanted Hoyson. If it's not Hoyson, I mean, you got Bastoni, Jonathan Tah on a free. You got options out there. I don't really got a ideal candidate. I just think we need an experienced, quality centre back.
Yeah, I think
Hoyson,
y'all stop relying on Colwell. Y'all can't be relying on Colwell.
yeah, I think Colwell is overrated a lot, but I think he's a good player. He's a
He's a
good
good
player, but
player,
he's
100%.
overrated.
We
He's
can't
just
rely on him.
overrated.
We can't rely on
Right.
him and Chalobah
He's a
for like.
young player. He got mistakes in his game.
Yeah.
So obviously a centre back. I would have taken Hoyson and then like another like a Jonathan Tah, for example. And then I would take like a Hoyson and a Bastoni, but that's not gonna happen. You're not gonna spend 100 and something million on two centre backs.
Yeah, no, you don't do that.
So
Especially
I
when you
would
have to
love a
get. Oh, sorry. What? Continue. Not to cut
I
you
would
off.
love a I would love a as I said, I would love Hoyson and like someone else on a free, maybe like a Jonathan Tah or something. That would have been for me.
Okay, so let's go into
Then
midfield. What do you think? What
the
one?
midfield start, bro. Like we got Enzo playing well. I don't really like the role he playing right now because he kind of like playing as like a cam, like a
Mm.
number 10, and I think that I don't know. I don't really to be fair, I don't really like the system we play regardless. So like that we could get into that afterwards.
Mm.
So like midfield is fine. I don't think we need any other
Geez,
midfielders.
Santos is coming back. Santos is coming back. What do
Oh
you think?
yeah, yeah. I didn't really watch a lot. I
Strasbourg.
hear I hear like I just hearing based on like from Chelsea fans that like he playing well,
Doing well, yeah.
but I ain't really hear enough
I've
for
watched
me to
one game
say.
of him because I think I watched them versus PSG. PSG
Mm,
are still kind of on the they're on their vacation kind of thing. But
yeah,
see, honestly, he was all right. To be honest, like I kind of see only from that game. I only watched one game, so I'm not gonna go and speak on it. But he was all right.
yeah.
Yeah, I can't
He
lie. I
can
think.
start though. He can start.
Oh,
It got
a lot of people. I have a friend. Shout out to Atomic on Twitter. He
mm,
he thinks that Santos should start over Enzo.
nah,
Like he doesn't. He
nah.
thinks Enzo's very overrated. I don't know maybe if some people have the same opinion and that
I
Enzo
could
should
see it.
be
I could
rotated.
see it. I could see it. I don't think he overrated personally. Um, but I could understand why people would think he's overrated for
And then what do
sure.
you think about that? About that Palmer kind of thing? So do you think Palmer is better at cam in front two midfielders, or do you think you should just play him off the right?
I think that like off the right last season, Pochettino was gaining a lot more freedom,
Mm,
and this system just because I don't even know because like putting Palmer on the right, last season he had Gusto on the overlap.
yeah,
We don't play with a overlap because
we
we
play
invert we
inverted.
fullbacks.
Yeah.
So putting Palmer on the right, put him on the 10, it don't really make any much of a difference to me because if he off the right, who's gonna give him back the ball? Okay, so like I don't really know how that works.
That's why Madueke
I
is probably
prefer. I think the reason Palmer struggling is not necessarily because he playing at 10 alone and playing off the right. I just think the honest truth is that I just think the system don't really suit him. But he got so much quality, he able to still like pull through in some moments. But I don't really think he really adapt to this Maresca this bullshit we playing. So like
I don't.
so like to
I
finish
think
off,
it's more. Sorry to think, but I think the Palmer thing is just the realism is that he went and put in crazy numbers last season. Started
hmm
off this season hot as well, but people need to like just remember that he's still of a
a
certain age.
youngster.
He's
Yeah,
still he doesn't actually have that much experience in the game. If you really
it's
study it,
true.
yes, he was on the bench at City all the time. Yeah, he witnessed things happen, but he wasn't like a main player for that City team. You
Right.
know, so this is his first time being a main player and playing all these games. So I just think that hey, it just happens in careers, you go through moments where things just don't go
Yeah,
well for you.
rough
This won't
patch.
go right, pass won't happen, the shots won't be the same. It just happens. And I think he'll overcome it. I think he has the quality to do that. I think Palmer's a really good player, in my opinion. So,
Yeah, I was telling you rest the players we need. We good on midfield.
mm,
And a striker. Like we need a striker. If we sell Jackson, we might need to get two. So I would love like Osimhen, the lap.
lap, and then man,
But if it's just one, and I love the lap. I really like the lap,
okay.
but is a risk to take with Jackson. So I want Osimhen. I just want
I
Osimhen.
watched him, man. I watched him.
Fair
Like,
enough. I just want Osimhen, bro.
he's just goals. Like,
The man
I
just
keep telling you,
goes
he just
like.
scores. I don't care how it looks. He scores. You
And a
know.
lot of people like saying, "Oh, he overrated," but I feel like he's one of them players that will come to the league and show people. Because usually it got players that say it's usually it's got players that people don't really rate until they come to the Premier League and show like why are they so good.
Premier League is
He
overrated
is,
as hell anyway, but
yeah. We got to
we'll
speak
get
about
into
that.
that. We'll get into that.
We'll get into that. But like in terms of what I think about Chelsea though, because not just to answer your question, um, I think that like. It's been an okay season, Conference League. Obviously, I wasn't really watching it. I watched in the final, but I wasn't really watching that bullshit. So, um,
UCL
it,
final, man.
yeah.
Jeez. In the UCL
So,
final.
yeah. So like for Chelsea, it's been an okay season. I think like a lot of the issues. That if we don't make like Champions League, I think I blame it mostly on Maresca and
Mm,
like his stubbornness and not like really
yeah,
adapting the system.
yeah.
Um, I can't blame Jackson for us not making the top four because of that one game. We shouldn't be drawing at home to We shouldn't be drawing to Ipswich,
Losing
losing
to
to
Ipswich.
Ipswich,
Yeah.
losing to Fulham.
Oh, yeah,
Like
boy.
the only
Oh
big
my
game we
days.
win this season is against Liverpool that was basically on the beach.
Crystal Palace, I think you drew as well. That
We
game.
draw with Crystal Palace at
Yeah.
home. We draw with
Um.
Forest.
Oh my
We lose
God.
to Villa.
Oh my God. Yo, yeah, that
Dog,
run
like
was
we
really poor,
just
wasn't it?
dog, we just like
And it was against easy teams. You just lost like all of them, and then
draw
I don't
to
know.
Everton.
Oh yeah. Oh my days,
Love
bro.
all at Goodison Park.
But I think, yeah, I do have to give him rest of some kind of blame because I remember he came on. Like, let's talk about Nkunku just for 1 second, not a long
Oh
conversation.
my God,
But
Nkunku.
you say Nkunku's not a striker,
Mm-mm.
and they just play him at striker, like, and then just have him keep playing striker over and over and over, knowing it's not gonna work. Like, try something else. I know he tried Nato eventually, and tried Tariq George or whatever it
I'll
is that he
I
tried, but
I'll be real with Maresca. I I think that he deserved next season if he get Champions League,
hmm,
but I don't think he's the guy for you long term.
yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
I can really judge a Club World Cup. If we struggle, I would not say get rid of him then. I won't. But I saying like that would like further like show to me the way he the guy.
Right, he's not the
So
guy.
like because this football like I get what you're trying to do, and I know that when it fully implemented, we will be playing some good stuff, right? But this thing, I don't know why clubs. Bro, as I seen right, as you know, like owners don't like to spend money; they like to save money, you know. So like I tell you, like to go back and reiterate on the earlier point we had, right?
Mm,
I feel like a lot of these owners looking at like how Liverpool was ran, how Liverpool was ran with Klopp. and like Michael Edwards and them.
Mm.
And I feel like them seeing like, yo, Liverpool never in that whole 9 years Klopp was at Liverpool, he signed no stars. Everybody he signed, Van Dijk was from Southampton. It was a lot of money, but he was from Southampton. Van Dijk now is like older version of um what Hoyson was then, like
Is
a centre back at a club, a very good, performing very well. I know that he better. Obviously, I'm not comparing Hoyson and Van Dijk. Obviously not, because Van Dijk then was
the
obviously Van Dijk.
situations were the same kind
But I
of.
just saying it kind of similar, you know. So
Mm.
like Liverpool signed Van Dijk 75 million, but he was from Southampton. Allison was from Roma. Fabinho was from Monaco. Um, Trent come through the academy. Robertson come from Hull City. Um, Matip was already there. I think Klopp finding Matip there. Joe Gomez come from Charlton or something years ago.
Yeah, he
Then
just
they
moved.
had Jordan Henderson was there for years.
Yeah.
Wijnaldum come from Newcastle. Like
Even
Mane
Bobby
and
Firmino
Salah,
came from Hoffenheim. Salah
yeah,
came from
Roma.
Roma. Mane
And
came from
Mane come from
Southampton.
Southampton. Them and buying money, them ain't really like spend a lot of money with Klopp. Like I think Klopp most expensive sign is Van Dijk or Nunes. Maybe
Maybe
Nunes.
Nunes, you know. It might
Maybe
be Nunes. He
Nunes.
was like 75 million. Yeah, I don't think Liverpool have signed anybody over 75 million. If I
Exactly.
don't,
I
and
look at
they're
the
probably
amount
gonna
of
do this
money.
summer though. I think this
Look
summer
at
Liverpool are gonna go crazy and it's scary.
I don't think so. They're not that type of club, and I think the reason why Liverpool is need to do these type of deals is because apparently a lot of players don't like going there to live. So
Oh,
like
Scousers in it.
yeah, so like I don't really think that like that's the reason why Liverpool don't really go for the big names because I think it getting harder for them to attract like the big names. But like I still think that though because I think them getting Frimpong,
Yeah, they should get Frimpong.
even though I don't really think he's a right back, but
I don't think he's a right back. I don't know why they're signing him. Like I
but
know
like
Trent got kind of good right back to replace Trent, but I don't think
mhm.
that Frimpong is really the one. But
But either
yeah,
as I was saying, I think a lot of clubs look at the way how Liverpool do business over the years, like not really buying stars and like project and see like how Klopp football. Like Klopp was a project, like brain project players. And I feel like a lot of different clubs just looking to do that now. And for me, I don't like the fact that we got a manager that I can't really tell what we looking to do right now. All I know is that we just play out from the back and
mm,
and then when teams press us, we just kill them in transition. So it kind of like reminded me of like how like De Zerbi used to play, but less, but just boring, but just more
mm,
boring, you know? Like
mm,
we just wait until like teams press we, beat it out, and then kill them in transition.
yeah,
Cause we build up. We got some the one thing I would say like for the whole season in terms of like, how he's build up, like I gotta give you credit the way always build up.
yeah,
But apart from that, it's just boring. It's we just slow sometimes.
yeah.
It
It's
don't really got no crosses in the box. Like it not
it
entertaining.
looks like Man City. It looks like
Dude,
watching
like
Man City.
it's
And
just
watching Man City
boring.
is one of the worst things to ever do.
It
Like
is.
I people like just don't watch Man City, please. Like
Just don't.
it's not. It's that was Southampton game. I was watching that for 25 minutes. I was like, yo, I can't do this anymore. I just switched to Wolves versus Brighton. Like I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But let's talk about games in the league. Let's just go straight into talk about the league. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I think the Premier League's overrated.
I think so too.
I think that
I think
the
it's
quality of
always
the league.
been. I think it's
Always
always
okay.
been. I think in
Okay.
terms of entertainment and the X factor and the wow factor, it will always be the best league for that.
Yeah.
But like how we could say that this I had this debate with a partner of mine over here, right?
Mm.
I was saying how we could say the Premier League is the best league of all, the best team, the best league ever, the best league in the world, and not a single player apart from one player that make an all-time football in 11 playing the Premier League. Only one player
Oh
that
yeah.
from the Premier League makes an all-time football in 11, and who that player is?
Holland?
No,
Wait.
time. I mean all time, like
Oh, like
with Zidane, Iniesta, them like all-time football 11.
fucking hell. Don't do this to me now, man. Don't put me on
But
the
let's,
spot, please.
because let me start. Let me start. Right, there's just an example, right?
Okay.
If you do an all-time football 11, you either got Neuer or Buffon, right?
Oh, you mean like literally all okay,
All
okay, okay.
time. So you
So
either
like
got Neuer or Buffon,
yeah.
right? Cafu at right back.
Yeah.
You got Sergio Ramos, Maldini.
Yeah, you could.
Either Marcelo or Roberto Carlos. You take a pick.
Yeah,
You got Javi, Iniesta, Zidane, right? You
yeah,
got Cristiano, Messi, and R9, right?
yeah.
The only player that playing the Premier League from that entire 11 is Ronaldo. So how we could say that the Premier League is the best league in the world and the best players to ever play the game ain't even really playing it like that?
But some Premier League fans may say, "Oh, Paul Scholes has to be in there, Lampard has to be in there, Yaya
No,
Toure has to be in there, and
Paul
stuff like
Scholes
that."
and Lampard. Paul Scholes to me is the best midfielder the Premier League's ever seen, but like he not better than Iniesta. He
Wait,
not
I
better
can
than
even do something for
Zidane.
you now.
Yeah.
Top five players in the world right now.
Okay. So the
How many
top
of them
five:
are in the Premier League? Yamal,
Salah,
Rafinha,
Yamal, Rafinha,
Dembele,
Dembele, Salah.
Salah.
Salah is number one right now, though. To be fair.
Really?
No, well, yeah. Look at the season he had, bro. I
Oh,
don't
you
think
mean
he's
like
better
I
than
know
them in
what like
terms of
like you think Salah's the best player in the world?
in on form.
Fair enough.
On form. In
Fair
terms
enough.
of abilities, Yamal.
Okay. Okay, I can see what you're saying. I
So I
understand what
got
you're saying.
Yamal. In terms of abilities, Yamal, Dembele, Rafinha,
Yeah, you could put Salah has to be in the top five. And
Salah in
then
there, obviously, and
who's
Well, Haaland not playing well right now.
who's fifth? I mean,
Musiala get injured, so I can't really put him in there.
but like, look, but our point still stands. There's only one player from the Premier League.
Yeah,
You could debate Holland in there. You could debate Holland in there,
yeah,
but who else is really like? You're not gonna put Saka's great. Saka's great,
hell
but
no,
you're not gonna put Saka in there.
hell no.
You're not gonna put Saka in there. You're not gonna put. Let's look at another top team in the Prem. See, this is even hard for me to even think about right now. Look at Liverpool's front line. You're not putting Luis Diaz in there. You're not putting Gakpo in there. Like, yes, these
Hell
are
no.
good players, but you're not putting them
Just
in the top
Salah.
five players in the world. It's just Salah from that club.
Just Salah, bro. Like
Who's finishing third? Your club. You're not putting any of your
Paul
anybody
Palmer.
here.
Paul
No
Palmer.
one.
If Palmer was on form, I would have put him like
Maybe. Yeah,
in
Palmer,
there.
Palmer, Palmer.
If Palmer was on form.
Yeah.
Bruno's
My
been
club
good this
definitely not. We're
season.
not even looking
Bruno,
at. We can't. Don't put Bruno Fernandez anywhere in there, man.
yeah,
He's Bruno Fernandez, but nah, nah.
yeah.
So it's mad. It's actually mad if you really say look at and even look at the points totals this season. It's actually crazy. Why the fuck is 60 something points from I think it's
Yo,
third, no,
hmm,
second, because Arsenal have 60 something now. So from
yeah.
second to seventh have 60 something points. Like, what do you mean? Why am I on
I,
39
I
points as a Man United fan and I'm not relegated?
but you know what? To me, right? I feel like the reason why the Premier League kind of struggling at the current moment is I think that PSR shit affect a
Mm,
lot of clubs
mm,
because bro, when you really think of it, right? Even with like obviously, I think obviously COVID has had an effect on obviously the world, and I think that the Premier League in terms of the way they're operating and clubs operate and spend, because in Spain is like 70% the fans, 30%
clubs.
ran by
Yeah,
like presidents and stuff like
yeah,
that. So like in England is like everything is owned by clubs are owned. In Italy, clubs are owned by owners as well. In
mm,
England too.
mm,
So like I feel like COVID obviously had an effect and we kind of basically facing it now. But to
mm.
me the biggest issue is like that FFP and PSR. Because when you really think of it, the last star the Premier League signed, because you gotta remember us growing up, right? Because we grew up watching football in like would be the late 2000s and like the 2010s.
Yeah,
So like when you look at the players that come into the Premier League, David Silva, Yaya Toure, Eden Hazard, all type of players like Pogba, all these guys,
yeah, always good.
Lukaku,
Yeah,
all these guys, right? The
yeah.
last star the Premier League has signed is Haaland. Is Haaland.
Yo, that was 3 years ago.
Last year, City ain't signed nobody.
Yeah, we didn't see
Liverpool ain't
him.
signed up. Chiesa ain't a star. Chiesa was a good player, but he
He
ain't a
didn't even
star.
play for them, bro. He's
Exactly.
played less than 10 Premier League games this season, bro.
Yeah, he got a medal, right?
Yeah, because he played 4 games.
Right.
But
That's
and
sad.
he scored in the final for them as well, by the way, the Carabao Cup
Yeah,
final.
in
Like,
Carabao Cup final against
bro,
Newcastle.
I
Yeah.
just don't think Slot likes him. I don't know why, but like he just doesn't like him, I guess. But you're right. There actually has not been
Look,
any like
City and
nothing.
signed the body. Liverpool and signed the stars.
Would you say that Sancho for us was
No,
the star? Like, would you want to say that? Like,
no, but Sancho's before Haaland.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said since Haaland, like
You're right.
who the
Yeah.
Premier League signed that is a star.
Yo, that's actually a fact though.
I in my entire life, like I've been watching football since the
Wow.
2010. No, I was watching football since like '08 or '09, but properly been a fan since 2010,
Mm.
right? So like you had like from like 2010, like City signed like David Silva and like
Come
all
on,
of them
like
men,
Aguero and
and like
oh, yeah.
Aguero and like all type of players. Man, you signed like Berbatov, signed
Van
like
Persie.
Van Persie,
Mm.
um like who else? Liverpool signed Suarez. Arsenal
Mm.
signed
Big one.
Arsenal signed Sanchez. The same back, Fabregas to sell to Barca. So like that, the same Sanchez, the same Ozil, right?
Yeah, yeah. Ozil, yeah, from Madrid.
Ozil from
Yeah.
Real Madrid. Chelsea was signing
Hazard.
Hazard, Schürrle,
Diego Costa.
Diego Costa, Fabregas,
Oscar was good too.
Oscar.
Yeah.
Like we ain't really and then like man, you were saying Di Maria, all type of
Mm.
you understand?
That's one. Falcao.
Falcao, all type of names. Like we ain't really seeing that right now in the Premier League.
Yeah, like no, I don't think a Premier League
Nobody.
right now. Maybe this summer it can change. Honestly,
Yeah, I
this
think
summer
it
it
will
can
this summer.
change.
It has to.
It can. It has to change this summer. That's why I think that this summer is gonna be like fucking
I
huge
think.
for so many clubs.
I think. I don't know who PSR is this summer, but I hope that relaxed. I hope that FFP relaxed a little bit too because clubs need to spend because Chelsea spend money, yes, but we ain't buying the stars. Caicedo is not a star. The man come from Brighton. He's a star
You
now.
gotta watch for Newcastle though. If that FFP stuff gets relaxed, like
Hmm.
people gotta start sleeping on Newcastle. They qualify for Champions League, then finish.
Yep.
The only reason they didn't finish Europe is to us because we won the FA Cup, so we kicked
Yep.
them out of Europe, and then they're again in a Champions League like run in.
Spot.
If they can, and that's what you see the squad that they have. Have
Yeah,
you
bro.
actually looked at Newcastle's bench?
It's horrible.
It's horrible, bro. It's
And their
I've seen
11 is
Emil
so good.
Kraft come on against Chelsea, bro. Why is
Yep.
Emil Kraft still playing for Newcastle? Where's Dan
Bro.
Burn actually balling? Like
Eddie Howe need a right winger. If I was Eddie Howe, I looking at like Kudos from West Ham. I
and
look in
Wemo.
Embuemo. I look in the brain a centre back too.
They need depth in midfield. You
They
know,
need another
they
midfielder.
need
They
so
need
much,
another
and yet
striker.
there's they need everything, and
They
yet
need everything.
they're still competing for where they are.
Exactly, because
If they get to
that
spend more
shows
money,
that shows how good Eddie Howe is, man. I think like Eddie Howe is like the perfect like Eddie Howe to me is like the perfect modern day manager because the amount of overcomplicate the game. He got like a good mix of like the old fashioned manager, the new school. Like he will
yeah,
play
yeah,
like he's play good football. Is be entertaining, high pressing, physical, and he's still able to have them competitive.
they've already qualified for Europe. They won
Already
the they've won the
qualified for
yeah because
Europe.
they won the Carabao Cup. So they've already qualified.
Probably gonna make the top four.
Yeah,
And they're already winning Carabao Cup. They're looking good. Like I think
first
Eddie
trophy in
Howe, if
70 years, bro.
I think Eddie Howe could stay there, and if he spend well, he could do really well at Newcastle again,
But I'm
man.
scared for that though because if you can do this good with Jacob Murphy,
It's
bro.
true.
Like I'm not disrespecting Jacob Murray because he's actually been he's been
Joe
doing things.
Linton.
But you're not,
Man
yeah,
turned
Joe
Joe
Linton,
Linton into a
bro. Oh my god,
midfielder, bro.
bro,
A
you're
good
not
one
looking at
too.
these players and saying, "Oh my god, like these men are like ballers." At first, we're looking at these like Joe Linton's a flop.
Yeah,
Jacob Murphy, he's just been in the prem, but he's never been like solidified as anything, you
exactly.
know. So that's
The man
crazy.
got the man is a top G, bro. I gotta give you credit. Like I feel like it would be very hard for like for example, if man you had to get a new manager who like Eddie Howe would be really good there, but y'all would have I don't think he's leaving. You guys are leaving there because he got so much money to
I don't
spend.
think I'm renting it yet starts at all.
Yeah,
Regardless, I think I
that's a
think
perfect lead way.
let's finish off on that topic if you want to.
Yeah, we
We can
can,
finish
of
off on the
course.
topic. Yeah, I don't think. What do you think about the whole Amarin situation? Let's finish off on that. Like, what do you think about that?
Again, like I think Amarim is kind of like showing me like what Maresca doing. Like a lot of these young, inexperienced managers they just overthink the game. Even Arteta,
Oh,
like
don't
Arteta
even
is
talk about
overthinking the
Arsenal.
game. Like I feel like Robert Amarim is like yeah I get what he's trying to do
Mm.
and I think it would be harsh to sack the man without
Without
gaining any
buying anything,
players.
like yeah, just nothing. You can't
But
come in. I don't think you can
at
come
the
in and
same
just.
time, the man got Man U in what 17th or 16th?
Yeah, that's the thing, you know. Like, people are gonna say, yeah, in Europe we're doing well. We're still unbeaten in Europe, only club in the
Bro,
world. But
look
the
at
league, man.
look at some of the teams that like in. right, let me say at least the top six, right? Who is in the top six?
It's you,
Look at
Arsenal,
Forest.
Villa, Forest. Yeah, Forest. They qualify for Europe.
Name apart from Ola Aina, right? What other players you taking from Nottingham Forest? And them
Maybe
goalkeeper.
Gibbs White.
Oh yeah, Gibbs would be good for y'all.
Um,
Okay.
Milenkovic. I could understand Milenkovic
You don't need
or
to center
Mario.
man.
But I'm just it's like if I'm picking and choosing right now. I don't
Maria's a
I don't
good
want
shot.
Eddie Anderson. I don't want Sagri or whatever his name is. I don't want
Hmm.
Hudson Odoi. I don't want Elanga again. I don't want Chris Wood, although Chris Wood has been
Obviously.
missing. But I would
Yeah.
I don't really want anyone from there. And they're in seventh, you
Exactly.
know?
So that we're trying to show you. Like I don't feel like I know Man United bad, but like not seventh, not 16th, man.
Yeah, it's long. I think that the mentality of the players that he's coming in like all right, he's a bot three manager, whatever it is, vice versa,
Hmm.
whatever. But he came in with a squad that was used to playing a bot four. So
Right.
it's still gonna be hard to transition a whole like a team that's been playing for a certain way for a couple of years to just
Right.
transition to play a completely different style they've never played in their entire life. Because if
Right.
you look at our players, what one of them players in their entire career, even the older ones have played in a bot three. Probably
True.
like probably only Harry Maguire because of England.
Hmm.
And that's probably why Harry Maguire is actually playing half decent. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they're just all of those little things. And he doesn't have the profiles that he maybe wants for a system. He literally has to come in and use what was there. He didn't get
Yeah.
anything other than Dorgu. And Dorgu's not been too bad. Ever since Dorgu's come into the side, yes, maybe his specific performances have
Hmm.
not been amazing. But
Hmm.
having that left wing back there, an actual left wing back there, has made us play better in certain games. You know, instead of just Delo playing out of position out there all the time, like you come in and bring one, and he stylistically, he's the kind of profile you need. So my point is that this is why I don't want to sack him. If you get more of those kind of players, because Amrin is not a player to one of them managers that come in and like a David Moyes and come in into a shit situation. I can get
Hmm.
people kind of afloat. He's just not that kind of manager. There are managers like that that actually need players to do what they need to do. Same thing with Maresca. I think Maresca needs certain profiles in order to perform at a certain level.
But I don't like that though because like the man,
Yeah.
I agree because I feel like yo, like if you compare that sporting team that he had,
Mm.
apart from Gyökeres, who you taking?
Maybe Trincao, maybe
Conscious Shell too.
me maybe fucking Kenda.
Hmm.
I'll maybe do it Diamande, but only because of his name. I don't really watch him. I don't know if he's actually that great. Maybe
Exactly.
a
It don't
Nasio, but nah,
like this man, you team bad, but like that sporting team and that much better. And look at how he was doing
no.
there.
I think we're really bad, bro. I think like look at let's actually go through this. Hoyland, absolutely dreadful. Garnacho, two like Garnacho. We don't have to say anything else. Like Ugarte. Yes, I don't. I'm not like a Ugarte hater, but Ugarte should not be starting. He's not a starter for
Mm.
me. He's a player that squad comes in, maybe just breaks out the play, whatever, whatever,
He
whatever.
passing horrible, boy.
Oh God, it's like Bruno's been inconsistent over the years. Look at the first half of this season. People are praising Bruno,
Mm.
rightly so, because he's playing well, whatever, whatever. The first half of the season, Bruno was horrible.
Hmm.
He was horrible. We can't forget that. You can't just forget
Hmm.
a whole half of a season just because he's playing well in the last 10 games.
Of
Like,
course.
so you have to give him even some sort of criticism, even though I'm not gonna say sell him or whatever, whatever, but even him. Um Ahmad, he's only one of our attackers that like kind of shows something. Zertsky had his inconsistent moments, even to be fair to him, even though I rate him, he's had his inconsistent moments too. Who else? Ericsson is finished. Lindelof, why is he still here?
I'm
Um,
surprised he's still there for real.
that's what I'm saying. Luke Shaw, why is he still here? Lissandro always injured. Onana,
Mason
come on,
Mount
Bender, no Mason Mo. Oh my days, I didn't even talk about Mason Mo. Mason Mo has even he's just been chilling. You know,
injured.
like I
He
don't
in
even know
good
what to say
form
about
though.
that.
He in
Like
good
when
form
Rashford was
though.
here playing badly, he was playing terrible at the beginning of the season. Anthony,
Mm.
like look at all these players he's coming and just had to be like, all right, yo, like what is really going on here? Like,
I feel that y'all changed managers at the right and wrong time too, because like y'all could have get rid of Ten Hag last year and probably
mm,
bring him in early and
in the
and probably
summer,
give
give it
him a
up
window.
preseason, and that's the
But
mistake that
I
he
don't.
must have
But
made.
like
You have to make him more.
to me, right, Sir Alex Ferguson, right, took it took him what 6 years to win the Premier League. You don't get that same amount of time in these days.
Oh God, no, 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 no. I'm just surprised Arteta's still at
So
Arsenal.
I'm not surprised because Arsenal. has always been like, yo, like they had one manager for like 20 something years.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah,
it's the
Sir
same
Objective
thing
was
like with
top
Sir
market.
Alex. It's the same thing with Sir Alex. I think that Arteta, if you don't win nothing that season, them need to like say, yeah, we gotta pull the plug on this and bring in
I think
someone.
that they win
Then
the league. Crazy enough, I think they'll win the league next season. Weirdly enough,
we'll see.
if they can send out Bagsman and an actual quality left winger,
Hmm.
if they can replicate any sort of that football that they played in that, like, the first season they came second,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
where they were actually playing really well most of the season, and they bottled it against West Ham like the last like 4 games or whatever, wherever it is.
Right.
If they could replicate any sort of that with a Bagsman up front,
Hmm.
I mean, I know City are going for Reinders and Verts and all sort of thing, but I think they're going to take time to acclimatize to the Prem. And Arsenal, if they can do that, it may be a thing. But to go back to the main topic here, just to finish off, I don't think Ruben Amorim should be sacked right now. I just give him a little bit of fairness to just get this summer, see
I
what kind
think
of players
so.
he is, and then if in that season he's still playing badly, still getting bad results at the beginning of the season, then at that point you have to suck him. You
You
have to
have
suck
to.
him. Like, even if you lose the Europa League final, I don't see what him losing Europe. I don't think, like, yes, you could suck him. I thought you have the justification to do that. He's 17th in the league, lost the Europa League final to Spurs of all teams,
Yeah.
whatever, whatever. But most of my hope is literally coming from just like most of my like belief is coming from hope, just hoping that he can do something in the summer. Because I'm blaming more Ineos for this, for bringing him into this kind of situation
And don't back him.
and then not backing him. Like you can't bring him in before January. You probably told him, "Oh, we'll get you a couple players," and then
You
only get him
see,
one.
you see that the man had to pay it for like the 30 staff to fly to build.
Bro, that's why I'm saying like things
Why
like
is
that, bro.
that? Why is
It's
that?
gonna be
Why y'all broke or something?
yes, because where the Glazers have us is so much debt, right?
Oh,
That we have to literally pay off the debt now, and he wants to cut off the workers to in order to make a certain amount of money to
layoff. I
then pay
saw
off
that.
that debt that the Glazers left us in because he didn't take full ownership of the club.
You
Remember, he only
got
took
25
25%,
5%.
and
Yeah.
to get the sporting stuff out of it. So like that's the weird thing about it. Ineos still has so many question marks for me. Omar Barada, he has done nothing. Let's be
I
real
hear,
here.
I
He came
hear
from the
that.
city.
Who's Omar Barada?
He was the city one of the city directors or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And people we gave him the benefit though because he came from City and City's success of the last 5 6 years or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
he's not done anything. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like
true.
he's not done anything. Even the players we're linked to, we're only linked to Cunha and Delat. Do you see any
Yeah,
serious links to
that's
anybody
on
else?
the yeah. Like I don't really understand the lap one either. I don't see like what is the sense of going to get another
Bro,
young.
why?
You have
Why?
two young strikers at the club.
And
What's the
we gonna go
sense of
send
going to
another
get
one?
another one?
For like, why are we not just saying? Why are we not looking at for us right now? I'm gonna end on this quickly. For us right now, we need established players to come in with
Yep.
mentality, with a good mentality, not a losing like a Jared Bowen, for example. We need like a Jared Bowen to come in.
That's a good signing.
Like he's 27 years old, knows the Premier
Kudus.
League, and every single season for West Ham, regardless of how bad West Ham are, he
Always
will score
delivering.
goals and is
Even
always the top
Kudus.
scorer. Kudus, for example, yeah, Kudus. Bring in a Kudus, someone who's been in the league for a certain amount of years and can do something. Because we're not looking to win the league next season.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We might not even get top four next season. But I want to see us play a certain style of football
And
and push
sign
for
better
something. You know what I'm
players.
saying? Do something, get some
So
better
what?
players in the club.
So why y'all ain't going for Gyökeres if Ruben Amorim already had you as a player?
Because the whole Champions League aspect, we're probably like and things can change quickly if we win the Europa League. If you stay because we need that kind of money from the Europa League. If we don't win the Europa League, it
It's
really
true,
kills
you
us.
know.
It
That's
really
what I'm
kills us.
saying. Because we could end on this, right? Because we still gotta give a prediction, right?
Yeah, this
But
is a
just to
prediction.
round this off, right?
Mm,
I studied this the other day. I was like, yo, like obviously a lot of Chelsea fans, like a lot of Chelsea fans will complain about like all the ownership only signing young players, including myself, by the way.
mm.
Like only signing young players. I don't really like the model, but like when you really think of it, um compare like when Clearly at first came in, we
Mm.
was in Champions League. And we saying and I see what them saying Koulibaly, Aubameyang, like names.
Yeah,
Like they was trying to get Ronaldo, was trying to do this, trying to do that. We see what they was trying to do. Obviously that failed. And then them like went into the youth thing and like start sending like younger
signing high
players. But like
schoolers.
I really will only judge them more so now because if we could sign a Neto and a Sancho last summer. Another good young players that got experience and know without Champions League, know that we in the Champions League. If we make it, I would say, yo, like, um, I would give them. if we sign like serious targets, because right now the players we're being linked with, the Lap, um, Sesko, all of these is players that we're being linked with right now because we don't got any Champions League.
Yeah,
Poison
I think changing like qualifying for the Champions League in both our
changes
cases, it changes
everything.
a lot of things because when players are like, okay, they're in Champions League,
Now,
I want to play in the Champions League, so let me maybe push my agent to talk to this, whatever, 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 and then
no,
maybe more links and whatever.
now at the Lap now would either because now y'all could go for Gyökeres, and now at the Lap could be a number two to Gyökeres, or we could go for Osimhen and he be number two to Osimhen.
Same thing.
And then, or and if you don't want to be a number two and he think that he good enough to start, go to Everton or somewhere and new stadium, new
Yeah.
team,
Oh
start.
yeah. Again, you said
Them need
it.
a striker. But
Yeah.
I don't really think I don't really think a player like that should waste his best years underneath a manager like David Moyes. He need a different approach. But yeah, man.
Let's finish off with this prediction. So I'll let you go first. What was prediction for this Chelsea Man United game, man?
We at home. I got 2-0.
Okay. Okay. I'll go for I think you're gonna beat us 4-1.
Wow.
I
I
think you're gonna
don't know
get
about that.
no. I think we're gonna get whipped up. I genuinely think our players are gonna go in that game and be like, all right, this game no matter. And then we're just gonna get wiped off. Because you have to win that game. Your players are going in
Mm-hmm.
that game thinking we have to win.
We
We're in
have
front of
to
home
win.
fans. We're going away from home thinking we don't have to win and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
So
I can be safe for 2-0 for now. If it's a 4-1,
I'll be
I hate
hiding.
man you, so
I'll be hiding, man. Don't worry. You can find me next week. Yeah, you can find
for
me next
sure.
week. But let's finish off. Yeah. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you
Of
like this kind of
course.
shows, let me know. Let me know in the comments, man. Might do more in the future. Who knows? You know what
Of
I'm saying?
course.
So maybe do more general football talk or something like
Mm-hmm.
that. If y'all like that kind of stuff, leave in the comments. Don't forget to like the
Yep.
video as well. And we will see you in the next video.
Bye.